Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to another interesting video. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful and stylish Bubu gown. It has a high collar and a stylish pocket, just like what you are seeing on the screen. If it is something you're interested in learning, kindly watch to the end. Let's get started. To get started, I have a 3 yards of African print fabric. I also have my net. This is called a veil net. The veil net is about half an inch. So that is what I'm going to be using for the stylish pocket. So I'll go ahead and fold the fabric. Look at the way I'm folding the fabric. I'll fold it into two. As you can see, I'm done folding into two, and from this folded part, this edge that is folded, I will now fold it for the second time, making it a 4 fold. So did you see what I have? I have it as 4 fold. So I went ahead to rearrange this, getting the length of what I wanted. Did you see? I went ahead to rearrange and I got the length of what I wanted, which is 42 inches. So I'll just cut off the other ones that I don't want. But I use 43 inches. I'll just cut off the other parts that I don't want. It's still the same way of folding. So this is the 4th fold that I have. On the top is folded, as you can see. I'll go ahead and take the neckline for the back. I'm cutting the back and the front the same together. So for the back neckline, where I'm going to be using 3 inches by 1 inch, and for the front neckline I will use 3 inches by 2.5 inches. It has a high collar, it has a high neckline, sorry. So that is why I'm doing this. So I use 3 inches by 1 inch for the back and 3 inches by 2.5 for the front. So I'm going to be using the entire fabric for the shoulder and the length of this fabric, as you can see. So from this point now, I'm going to count down by 10 inches for my sleeve opening. And the reason is because the sleeve opening we are working with is wide. So I added 1 inch as the sewing allowance. So what I marked is 11 inches. 10 inches is for the sleeve opening, while the 1 inch is for the sewing allowance. So I made a mark there, which is going to be my chest line. On that chest line, you want to go ahead and divide your bust by 4 and mark. Then you're going to add 3 inches for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance, making it 4 inches. So I mark 1/4 of the person's bust circumference plus 3 inches for ease and 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So that is what I marked on the chest line. So I'll go ahead and mark the shoulder to the waistline of this person. And from that point, I will mark 1/4 of her waist circumference plus 4 inches. The 3 inches is for ease, while 1 inch is for the sewing allowance. I will also get my shoulder to the hip measurement. And I went ahead to mark the length of the Bubu, which is 40 plus 2 inches for the sewing allowance. On the hip, I will mark 1/4 of her hip circumference, that is hip divided by 4, plus 4 inches. 3 inches is for the ease or the freeness of the Bubu, and 1 inch is for the sewing allowance. So you want to go ahead and connect from the waist, from the chest to the waist like this, and from the waist to the hip line. Whatever you have on the hip, you are going to bring it to the hem part. So I went ahead to trace the length and the hemming allowance, so it will be easier for me. I will check whatever thing I have on the hip and bring it down to the hem. to the length of the gown and to the hem, and with a straight ruler I'm going to go ahead and connect it. As you can see, I'm done connecting. The next thing is to make a curve on the chest line like an armhole. So from the chest line coming downward, you make a curve just the way you see me do. Did you see? And with this now, we are done with the cutting. I'm going to be marking the front slit. Note that the front has slit, so from the front neckline I will come down by extra 5 inches. That is going to be the front slit of the neck, the front slit of the neck. So after your neckline, the neck depth of your neckline, you can come down by 4 inches, 5 inches. For me, I came down by 5 inches. So I went ahead to like press that point. I just want that crease line. I went ahead to press the shoulder part of this dress just to have the crease line. So I'll go ahead and cut out this part. After cutting, this is what I have. The next thing is to cut the back neckline. Did you see? I've cut out the back neckline. I'm going to go ahead and separate the back from the front. Look at the way I'm doing it. You go ahead and remove one part of your fabric, it becomes the back, and the other become the front. So I'm removing one part of it and I will rearrange it back to cut out the front neckline. So watch me as I do so. So after I'm done, this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and cut out the front neckline like so, and then I'll go ahead and slit this part open to that 5 inches that I made. Did you see that? So this is it now. So by the time I open it up, this is what I'm going to have. Did you see? So this is how the neckline is going to be for both the front and the back. So I went ahead to get like a pieces. I just got it from the fabric. I didn't measure it. So I'm just trying to like trace it. I'm going to be using it to, do the neckline, facing for the neckline for the slit part now. So did you see now? So I did the facing, the right side of the facing will face the right side of the fabric. Did you see what I did? I tried to place the fabric, the middle of the facing on the slit line. I'll go ahead and pin it down. So I will show you how to achieve a neat finishing for your slits whenever you're making bubu or any dress that involve slit. So for this interface, for this facing, you can actually add an interface into it. So this is me now. I've pinned that down. So this is the wrong side of the fabric. Did you see that? So I'll go ahead and use 1/4 of an inch to sew this. So I'm going to mark 1/4 of an inch on both sides of the slits. I don't know if you can see it very well. Maybe I should zoom in. So I'm marking 1/4 of an inch. Did you see? And I will just use my straight ruler to connect that point. So I'll just mark that V shape with 1/4 of an inch. Did you see that? So I'll just go ahead and sew it like that. Did you see? Go ahead and sew like that. So when I'm done sewing, this is what I'm going to have. You can see I'm done sewing that part. I'll go ahead and cut through the slit like this. Did you see? Cut it open. Try to notch the both sides of the slit. Cut it open till the end, but don't cut through the thread. Try to notch it very well. Notching it very well will make the fabric to relax. So I'm going to be turning this now to the wrong side. I'm going to turn it to the wrong side, and then you can go ahead and iron it out. So after turning it, this is what I have. Although I've not ironed it, I'll try to like remove any excess around that point. Did you see? So the next thing is to cut like a bias tape for my neckline. So you're going to be keeping your ruler, grab a pieces of paper, keep your ruler in a slanty form like this. Did you see that? I will go ahead and mark a line in a slanty form. Then I will go ahead and mark 1.5 inches. That 1.5 inches is going to be the width of the bias I'm going to be using. I'll follow the line and mark a straight line just the way you see me do. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So after I'm done cutting, this is what I have. You can see it's a bit stretchy. So we go ahead and sew on the neckline. So from the wrong side of the neckline, I will go ahead and sew. Did you see? Fold in your bias and begin to sew from the wrong side. Make sure the right side of the bias is facing the wrong side of the fabric. The right side of the bias fabric is facing the wrong side of the fabric. Then you want to go ahead and stitch on the neckline by 1/2 inch, just the way you fix your bias tape on the neckline. And when you are done, this is what you're going to have. You can go ahead and notch it around. After that, you turn it to the right side now, and then you want to go in and stitch the close up the rough edges, just the way you attach your bias tape to the neckline. See what I'm doing? Fold it the first time, fold it the second time to cover up the rough edges of the neckline. So you are doing this on the right side now. You are going to do it to the end. Go ahead and stitch to the end. Fold the first one and fold the second one to cover the rough edges and sew it all around. So after you are done, you want to grab the sleeve part now and fold by 1/2 inch. Fold it in like this. Fold the first one and fold the second one. Do it for the two sides of the sleeve. Go ahead and fold the hem part of the sleeve. So when I was done, this is what I have. This is my neckline. I've gone ahead to iron it out. You can see how beautiful it came out. After ironing the neckline, let me bring it close. This is what I have. So I have also folded the sleeve parts now, the two sides of the sleeve. So I ironed the shoulder line to get a crease line. The reason is because I'm going to be attaching a drawstring on the shoulder, on the sleeve. So I have this fabric that is about 9 inches by 2 inches. The fabric is 9 inches length and 2 inches in width, and I have 2 pieces of feet. Did you see that? So I'm going to fold it and get a crease line for the fabric. So when I've done that, I'm going to open the sleeve now. You can see the crease line on the sleeve or the shoulder line. So I'm going to grab my fabric, fold it 2 times on the upper part like this. Did you see? Fold it 2 times. Then place it like this on the sleeve now. Did you see? That is on the shoulder line. That was the reason I ironed out that shoulder line, to get the crease line, the middle point of the shoulder. Fold your fabric like this, pin it down. Did you see the way I did it? Pin it down, fold it 2 times on the edge. Go ahead and fold it 2 times again like this on the upper part. Make sure the middle line of the fabric matches with the crease line on the shoulder. Go ahead and stitch on the middle. Did you see? Let me bring it close. This is what I did. I went ahead to stitch on the middle. So the next thing is to close up the rough edges on both sides and sew on it. Did you see? take the rough edges inside like this and sew on it. Sew on both sides. Did you see? We're also going to be doing it for the other side. So I've done the same for the other side of the sleeve. So this is the point where we're going to be adding our drawstring. We're going to be adding our rope for the drawstring. So this is my pocket now. I have it as 12 inches length. The length is 12 inches and the width of this pocket is 10 inches. So the width of the pocket is 10 inches. So I have it as 10 inches by 12 inches. The length is 12. The width is 10. So from the length now, you're going to be folding one part half inch and half inch again. You're going to fold it twice. That is going to be the pocket head. Did you see? Fold it 2 times and you want to go ahead and stitch on it. And after that, you want to go ahead and fold the side. Fold it 2 times like you see me doing and use your iron to iron it. For the both side and the down, you want to go ahead, do that too and iron it. So when I'm done, this is what I have. You can see the parts where I sewed and the parts where I folded it in and ironed it. So I've sewed one part, which is the upper part, and I folded the other part in and use iron to, use my pressing iron to press it, having it now as 10 inches as the length and 8 inches as the width by the time you fold in all the parts that you need to fold. So you can see I have folded my fabric again like as if I'm cutting it. You can see that. So to attach this pocket, you're going to identify the waistline and use your pencil, mark the waistline and come down by 2 inches. So first mark your waistline, come down by 2 inches. So and from the center front now, because this fabric is on fold on the front part, from the center front you take your tape in by 2.5 inches and place your pocket. So that is how to get your pocket. Did you see that? Did you see that? So from the center front I went in by 2.5. Note that I folded this front part into 2, just the way we cut it out. So when you have placed your pocket, you use your chalk to like mark out the sides of the pocket. Mark out the sides of the pocket just the way you see me do. By the time I mark it out, this is what I have. So I'm going to explain this again so you understand it. So I'm going to flip this over. This is the front part now. I'm going to flip it over like this. So what I did is that from the waistline, I marked the waistline, and from the waistline, I came down by 2 inches. I came down by 2 inches. Did you see? I mark a straight line. So from the center front, I came inward by 2.5 inches and I placed my pocket. Did you see? So I'm repeating the process for the other side of the front. Then you want to go ahead and trace this pocket just the way you see me do. Trace the pocket on the center front. By the time you remove it, you have a square like this. So let me open the front part. You can see I've opened the front part. You can see my trace line for the 2 pockets now. So let me bring it like this. Did you see? This is my trace line for the 2 pockets. So I've gone ahead to grab cut my net. So my net is actually 120 inches in length and 4.5 inches in width. So if you want to get the length of that net, go ahead and measure what you have as the pocket like this and times it by 3. I have it as 27, times it by 3. Although I have excess fabric, so I have 120 inches, but I didn't make use of it. For one side of the pocket, I have the net as 120 inches. So I didn't end up using the 120 inches. So I'll go ahead and fold the net into 2. That 4.5 inches, which is the width, fold it into 2 and then place it now on the line that you have made. Make sure it's inside the line. inside, not outside the line that you have made. So I'm on the sewing machine. Let me show you what I did. So fold the net into two. So from this part you start sewing, pleat as you sew. Make sure you are sewing inside the line that you made, not outside, so that when you add your pocket, the pocket will cover the rough edges of the net. So look at what I'm doing. Go ahead and pleat it as you see me doing. So when you get to this point, raise your presser foot up, turn it to the other side and start pleating. So make sure you are pleating, and also make sure the net is on fold. I folded the net into two. Did you see? So, and I'm pleating. So I'll go ahead and pleat to the end. So after I was done sewing, this is what I have. You can go ahead and trim off the excess. If the excess is much, trim it out. Make sure not to cut through your pocket. You can go ahead and attach your pocket and sew on it, leaving the top part open. So did you see what I have after I was done? You can see my pocket. I have done the two sides, and this is what I have. Isn't this beautiful to make? So look at what I have. So the next thing now is to sew the side of the dress. So bring the back, let the right side of the front will face the right side of the back, and then you want to go ahead and sew on the side by the 1 inch you have added as your side seam. Go ahead and do the same for the other side of the dress. So after I was done, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and notch this curve part. Try to notch the armhole part, but please don't cut through the seam that you have made. So the next thing is to fold the hem part with the 2 inches hemming allowance you added, or depending on the hemming allowance you added. For me, I added 2 inches, so I'll go ahead and fold the down part by the 2 inches sewing allowance or the hemming allowance I have added. So the next thing is to cut out the rope that you are going to be inserting on the drawstring cover that you have made. I have this rope as 25 inches by 1.5. So you want to go ahead and stitch. To look at what I'm doing, fold the two sides in and fold it again. Go ahead and stitch it. Look at what I'm doing. Fold it one, fold it the other side, and fold it the next one and stitch on it. So that would be the rope. So although I later changed this rope to 30 inches, but at this point I was using 25 inches as my rope, and I have it as 2. So you want to go ahead and insert it on this cover that you have made, this drawstring cover that you have made. Look at the way I'm inserting it. Use your safety pin, and then after you have inserted one, grab one end like this and insert it on the other side from the top part. Now, did you see that? Then bring it out. So you go ahead and arrange it. Although I later changed the length of the rope, I think I increased the length of the rope to 35 inches because the rope was really small. Did you see that? So this is what I have. You can do a drawstring, or you just leave it like that and knot your rope. Did you see that? So after I was done, this is what I have. You can see everything. You can see it came out so beautiful, and this is the final result. And you can see my customer wearing it. It came out beautiful. Thank you for watching, and if you try it out, let me know your result in the comment section. Thank you, and see you in my next tutorial. Till then, bye bye.